So that was Kevin Durant hitting a game winner in slow-mo on the Grandstand app. Swish. KD Trey killing it tonight. And someone who was really killing it from downtown.
Future warrior, KD.
Oh, God. God help us all. So tonight in Boston, the guy that was raining threes was Marcus Smart. And he was a terrible three-point shooter most of the way into the season.
Historically bad.
But now he's back to being pretty much himself. And he's, last few games, shooting really well. Ever since that snow day practice they had, he's been shooting lights out. As Brad Stevens put it, it's a law of averages coming back into his favor. Not sure if that's technically true, but I mean,
numbers
it works.
Never lie.
And numbers don't seem to be lying here on Marcus Smart.
No, and I mean, yes, it's a lot of averages, but I also think it's a lot of confidence going in. I mean, we watched him. If you watched this game tonight, which obviously you did, because you're getting the recap here, couple of nice threes at the end of that second quarter there, at the end of the half, and he looked confident shooting those shots. And then he took the heat check because he was feeling so good about himself, and that one missed. But I don't think we've seen that a lot of him. He's a second-year guy. There's really not a ton of reason for him to be super confident in those outside shots. But lately, as you said, since the snow day, he's really been on his game. The outside shots falling, and they need that. They need it from him. I'm still not sold on Marcus Smart. I go back and forth with him all the time. On one hand, I see him making these like crazy energetic plays, like Rondo-esque plays. He's always getting his hands in something. He's tough as nails. He's a great defender. But can he be more than that is what I'm not sure. I'm not really sold on yet. But a night like tonight, definitely sways me in that direction where, okay, maybe this guy can develop that outside shot that's really going to take him to the next level. You can't talk about him. I know Bill Simmons may have mentioned him in the same breath as Russell Westbrook. You just can't do that until he shows more offensively. But tonight was definitely, with that shot falling 4 times, it was definitely a good start.
I mean, there are some similar elements, but Westbrook was way ahead of the curve offensively in year 2. But with Smart, I mean, we really haven't seen him have a chance to put the full package together yet for an actual consistent amount of games played healthy. But he's getting there, so we'll check back in on that conversation.
The more threes he hits now, the more Danny Ainge is sitting there like because nobody's untouchable on the Celtics team.
So Tyler Zeller is definitely not untouchable. He's someone that it seems like would want to be moved, but lately he's been playing, and he's been good, and he's back to being a valuable member of this rotation. And tonight he had another pretty solid game. He went up against Andre Drummond. He survived that one. He had a nice block. He had a unbelievable dunk. Like, how the hell did that happen?
That was awesome.
Zeller even said after the game that he was kind of shocked how high he got on that. He didn't realize White Boy can jump.
No, I tweeted during the game that was about 10 DNPs worth of dunk right there. Like just getting it out of his system. And he kind of said the same thing in different words, that he's kind of got some extra legs under him, some maybe extra energy right now. But yeah, he went hard to the hoop there. Last night, obviously, he had the best game of his season. And not coincidentally, the Celtics over the last 2 games, they actually have a presence in the paint. And they've outscored the opponent by 30 points Tuesday night in the Knicks. They've outscored the Pistons by 28 tonight in the paint. And those 2 games are coming off a game in which they hoisted 46 3-pointers, which was a franchise record, which anytime you hit a franchise record with the Celtics, that's a serious number. But yeah, it's good to see them not just becoming shot chuckers. You want to see them moving the ball. You want to see them, scoring in the paint. And Zeller is one of those big guys where he's not just like a lurch. He can score outside the paint as well, but he's also, decent hands for a big man, and you like what you see out of him.
I love how you said he's not a lurch. You really tried hard to convince us that you meant that.
He's not.
But it's really fun to see the Celtics run the 1-5 high pick and roll, which we pretty much never see the center doing pick and roll for this team. It's usually a pick and pop, whether it's Solinger or Olynyk. Johnson is a little bit, but usually not directly with like Isaiah Thomas. But Zeller's so good at it. He just slides down the lane really nicely. He gets his hands up. He made some really good catches on tough passes.
For sure.
I forget when exactly in the game it was, but he caught like a rifle pass and was able to finish it from, I think it was Isaiah. And he does, that kind of stuff can be really valuable against a team where you're trying to pull their center away, and then you could really take advantage with a guy like Zeller, and they did a really good job with that tonight. So, Jimmy, the Celtics are facing Cleveland, and it's a big, big game for them because they are trying to clip at their heels. They're still pretty far back. Do you think that they could beat Cleveland in the new Ty Lue era?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think so. I think they definitely can. I mean, the Cavs are scuffling a bit right now. I mean, obviously, they just fired their coach recently. They've got Ty Lue, who's never coached, never been an NBA coach before, still getting his bearings over there. It's not going to be easy. They'll be underdogs, but the Celtics are playing the best basketball of their season. And not only that, but maybe under Brad Stevens, and obviously they had a hot stretch last year too. But these guys are coming into their own right now. They're going to be up for the challenge. They want to win this game. They obviously lost to the Cavs earlier this year. They want this game. I think it'll be close. I'm not going to say the Celtics are going to win, but they'll definitely make a game out of it. And if they knock the Cavs in the mouth, early on in this game, maybe that gives them that little edge there in the second half, and they pull away with it.
Well, let's see what they thought. Let's go to the locker room. That'll do it for us tonight on the Garden Report. Peace out.
Just getting his rhythm back. I mean, it takes a while when you come off an injury and you're not able to do a lot of things. So I think he's just getting his legs back under him, and he's shooting it with confidence. Like you said, he's stepping into it and shooting it like he's going to make it, and he's making most of them. So hopefully it continues.
I think part of it's just the law of averages. Like, he's a way better shooter than his percentages were 3 weeks ago. And, it's just the way that it kind of goes. And he's been in the gym. He's been consistent in getting his work in. And after that, you just shoot it. He made a big three in the corner at the end of the game. That kind of, again, salted it away. But it was, he's putting in the time and to earn the makes.